Did you not get the EIDL grant, but you got approved for the loan? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I'm a photographer, filmmaker, and a creative entrepreneur, and I like to make videos like these for other photographers, filmmakers, and creative entrepreneurs who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So if that sounds like something that you're into, consider checking out some of the other videos that I have on my channel where I talk about photography, filmmaking, and what it's like to build a business on your terms. So in today's video, I kind of want to talk about this whole EIDL thing that's going on. I know we're probably at exhaustion here talking about the EIDL, the PPP, the PUA, but if you're an independent contractor, you're probably trying to figure out how you can get the best bang for your buck. In a few previous videos that I did, I talked about applying for the PPP and applying for the PPP and PUA at the same time and how you can't get both. But in this video, I want to talk specifically about the EIDL. Now, when the EIDL first hit the scene, everybody was going crazy. Apparently, it was supposed to be just like free money falling from the sky. The terms were that you could apply for an EIDL loan, and even if you got denied for the loan, you could receive a $10,000 advance. Now, as you all know, as time has went on, the SBA hit us with the old okie doke. They changed the rules on us, and then they said you can get up to $10,000, and so it became $1,000 for each qualified employee in your business. So if you're a freelancer, or entrepreneur, or independent contractor, that means you only qualified for $1,000. What made the program so interesting is that even if you didn't qualify for the loan, you were still supposed to qualify for the grant. So like most of you, when these programs first hit, I was one of the first to apply. For the EIDL, I believe that I applied on March 30th. Now, we were supposed to get the grant money like 3 days right after that had occurred, but you know, for most of us that did not happen, and that's understandable. I mean, after all, this is a government agency that you're working with. But regardless, people were still getting their advance money. And like most of you, I'm online, I'm on YouTube, I'm watching all these videos, and I'm seeing that people are like, yo, I just woke up to this money in my account. There was no word from the SBA. They were calling them like phantom deposits, phantom payments, whatever you want to call it. One of the big things that I was hearing is that as soon as the SBA checked your credit, you were supposed to see an advance a couple of days after. That's what I was really hearing. What I noticed is that the SBA did check my credit, and I didn't see anything. No advances, no nothing. So now here I am, and I'm thinking maybe I filled out the contract the wrong way. But either way, as time went on, you know, you just kind of let that slide. So I'm in the game, I'm in the mix with everything. I applied for the EIDL, I applied for PUA, I applied for PPP, and I'm just waiting to see what hits first. So the first thing that hit for me was the PPP, I believe. That was the first thing I was approved for, but I didn't see any money. The first program that I actually seen some money from was the actual PUA and the unemployment assistance, which I ended up receiving back pay. Then I got my PPP fund, so I had stopped claiming for my weeks during the PPP period. And then I'm just going to wait and see if business picks back up and we can just get back out there and get it rolling. But in that meantime, I never heard anything about the EIDL, so I just chalked it up as a loss. Well, lo and behold, one day I wake up and I look at my email and I see that I got this letter from the SBA telling me that I was approved for the EIDL loan. I log in, I do the whole thing in the portal. I see the loan amount that they're approving me for, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I'm thinking to myself, where's the advance? See, like most people, I was probably going to just take the advance and be like, whatever, and just let the loan be what it is. I didn't really want the loan. But now I'm noticing that, okay, I'm approved for the loan, but there's no advance. So I jump online like the rest of you probably have. I start doing some research, and I see that now the SBA done hit us with the okie doke again. And from what I'm hearing and seeing is that they are tying the advances to you accepting the loan. Now, in some ways, this kind of makes sense because they probably don't want people, you know, taking the advance money and then just running who have no real intentions of ever accepting the loan. So they probably changed the game and they said, listen, if you want this advance money, you're going to have to take this loan money as well. So with all that being said, here's my dilemma. I got the amount that I am approved for the EIDL loan. I haven't accepted it yet, but I'm also debating on whether I should or I shouldn't accept it. One of the things that's making me kind of want to accept it is because that the funds can be used more flexibly, I guess is the word, than you can use the PPP funds, which are mainly payroll and qualified expenses like rent and utilities. The difference is with the PPP, those expenses, for myself, I have a home-based business, and those utilities don't count if you have a home-based business. So, you know, that's kind of like a wash. The difference is with the EIDL, those expenses do count. So you can use it on normal business expenses. You can use it for operating capital, including payroll and salary. So now if you're an independent contractor, you know that with the PPP, it's the Paycheck Protection Program. It's supposed to be for your payroll. We don't really have a payroll, so what it's really called is owner compensation replacement. But for the EIDL, you can use the funds the same way for the owner's compensation replacement or your owner's compensation. The thing is that you just can't use the funds at the same exact time. What I think that makes the PPP so much more attractive than the EIDL is the fact that you can actually get it forgiven. And for those out there who acquired the PPP possibly incorrectly, from what I'm hearing is everybody has to apply for forgiveness. So there is no such thing as not applying for forgiveness and just letting it turn into a 1% loan. I could see them doing this because this might be their way to audit to make sure that you really, you know, did qualify for that money that you got. But that's neither here or there. What we're talking about right now is the EIDL. So from one of my videos that I posted where I talked about getting a PPP and the PUA at the same time, I gave my strategy on what I was going to do for collecting unemployment, collecting PPP, and then possibly going back onto unemployment. But I'm also debating that as well too, because now if I can get this EIDL loan, then I can use those funds for my salary as well. Now, yes, I understand that it is a loan and that you can't pay it back, but the one difference is that you can still continue to make money. And that's one of the things I like about the PPP is because if you still have somewhat of a business going, you can still continue to make money, whereas unemployment is assuming that you're not making any money at all. Now, caveat, you can still make money on unemployment. You're supposed to claim how much you made, which could reduce your, you know, weekly benefits, which is fine. But, you know, here it's just kind of like with the PPP, it's free reign. You can continue to make as much money as you want, as well as with the EIDL. You continue to make as much money as you want. So with all that being said, it leaves me with the question of whether I should accept the EIDL loan. Now, at this point, I would get the grant, which is fine. That would be $1,000 if that's what's happening. That's apparently from what I'm hearing what's happening, but I guess the only way I know is if I actually accept the loan. But then again, if I do accept the loan, then I'm hoping that business can get flowing again. Now, this loan does have some, you know, stipulations to it. You do have to be able to keep good books for so many years in case they decide to audit you and see how you're spending the money. Also, keep in mind that it is a loan. Yeah, it's very low interest over a long period of time, but it is a loan nonetheless, and you do have to pay it back. Whereas with unemployment, you don't have to pay it back. But the thing is how long is that extra PUA going to last? And from what I'm hearing is conflicting, you know, points of view. You know, one side says we need to do it till the 31st of January. The other side saying it's not going to be included in the second batch, but there will be stimulus. So who really knows? But what I'm trying to do is protect myself, hedge my bets, and see, you know, whether the question is, I guess, is whether I can continue to stay in business or whether I should just fold up shop and you know, start something else. Who knows? So if any of you guys have found yourself in this same type of predicament where you didn't get the EIDL grant money, but you did get approved for the loan, have you taken a loan? And if so, did you get the grant with that as well? Or, you know, did you take the loan and you didn't get the grant at all? I would be interested to hear what you guys have to say. So that's it for me today, guys. That's my story for not getting the EIDL grant but being approved for the loan, but possibly getting the grant if I accept the loan. I don't know. We'll just see how things go. But once again, for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.